In 2014, I had a couple parents approach me about developing a transition to adulthood program for their kids who were, reaching the point where their typically developing peers were going to graduate from high school, but they still had a couple years left. And so they approached me about doing something about it. I said, maybe.
We offer programming for students 18 to 21-year-olds who have not yet accepted their diploma. So technically they're still in high school, but we're giving them the opportunity, like they're matriculated undergrads, to have a college experience. So they're with their typically developing peers, same age peers, on a campus, getting to experience what every other college kid gets to experience.
I think that transition is such a big thing right now. So transition is pretty much going from being like a teenager to like adulthood. So for a lot of typical college students, that's a pretty seamless transition. But there weren't a lot of options for those with intellectual disabilities.
I'm not sure on a larger campus that you can integrate the way we do at St. Vincent. It's a smaller campus. We know our students. It's almost, it sounds funny to say, but it is sort of like a family because it's a smaller campus. And the uniqueness is that the Bearcat B.E.S.T students are all over campus and they're just a part of the student body. I don't believe that you would see that on a larger campus.
Well, I think that St. Vincent here with the Bearcat B.E.S.T program, we offer more of an inclusive setting for the students. So if they stayed in their normal, typical high school until age 21, which is mandated by law that they can stay there, they're with their peers, but they're not their same age anymore. They're younger and they could be excelling in their educational programming, but they don't have the same social inclusion that they can have here at St. Vincent.
They are not only teaching him like academic things, but life skills that'll help him to be able to be successful. It also gave him a lot of self-confidence. He's very social, and to be able to go out there and interact with a lot of new people that he might not normally meet.
After they graduate from high school, there's not a lot of opportunities. So just for her to have that experience and to be on campus and say, I go to St. Vincent College, and she does, she says that.
Well, I think just the fact that we have a Bearcat B.E.S.T program is pretty unique because I've been to a lot of different universities or colleges, not like attending it for school, but for research or something like that. And St. Vincent's the only college I know of that has a program where students with disabilities can actually be incorporated into the school.
You know, you walk into the cafeteria and they're sitting there with just the students in the school, and the students make them feel so included. And just seeing, like, I have class with 2 of the Bearcat B.E.S.T students, and you know, they answer questions, they're in class, and I just think that that's like a really big part of it.
No other college has anything like this. Like, I mean, and I think about like my brother who has autism. Like, I wish that we had something in my area like this, where he could go sit in college classes and like be a part of a college community, but also like learn vocational skills. I just feel like no other school has that besides here.
So it's not just about academics, it's not just about career, but it's that meshing of how do you want to live and how do you want to work, and do you have the skills that you need, and if not, then let's build those skills into the programs.
I think one of the most, there's many rewarding parts, but I think one of the most is seeing them succeed and knowing that even if you're just standing by them and they can ask you a question about the task that they're doing, you know that you're helping them to succeed in a job that they could have in the community one day or in the workforce one day.
I've learned a lot about myself. I think I've learned that this is the right career path for me, so that's a big one. I also learned to have patience with more than just taking time slow in a task, but maybe have patience altogether with just the way you're treating someone and others.
My favorite part is when I eat lunch with them, is just seeing how happy they are. And I think that's probably my favorite part, and something that also teaches me something about myself is, like, I think oftentimes, especially in the college atmosphere or really in life in general, I think people often forget to think about the small things that make them happy and provide them joy. And I think that's one thing they teach me, is every time I eat lunch with them.
I learned patience. I learned the importance of being more understanding, keeping an open mind, and being able to understand that a person isn't always going to learn in the same way, and that their approach to things can be very different, and that it's okay to have a different approach, and that you can be open-minded and understanding.
My favorite memory from job coaching was my first semester. It was at the kinder school, and Jared, and that was a student at the time I was with, he wasn't too independent at first. He really had some trouble communicating with the kids. I mean, they're 3- and 4-year-olds. They ask every question off the top of their head, and so sometimes could fluster him. But one day I said, Jared, do you want to do an independent lesson with them? And he took full control of the lesson and just completely owned it. And I just got to sit there and watch that. And it was the first time that I really felt that I was making a difference with them.
Definitely the track meet last year, just seeing their faces, because it was kind of a difficult situation. Some stuff happened, kind of threw us off guard for the track meet, but the Bearcat B.E.S.T students, they just showed up and did awesome. And seeing them all like on the podium, because they all did really well in their events, and they got like medals, and just seeing them get their medals, their faces like lit up, and they were just so excited, and it was great. My
favorite memory would probably be the Halloween dance this year in 2018. I'm not sure why, it was just a lot of fun, and last year I think was the first year that they did the Halloween dance for Bearcat B.E.S.T, and there weren't a lot of people who turned out, but this year there was a lot more, and you can see that more kids on campus are getting involved, and I know it was just fun, and it seems like they always have a great time during the Halloween dance, so that was definitely my favorite memory.
Easily, my favorite memory would be getting lunch with them as many times as I could. So I'm student teaching right now, and it's really sad that I don't get to see them at lunch. But whether if it was in the caf or in the shack, it was just a really nice time to spend with them, and we made a lot of memories during those lunches together.
Probably my best memory, and I tell this to visitors when they come, was because I don't usually eat in the cafeteria. Last year I had an opportunity to eat in the cafeteria with some visitors, and I didn't realize that the Bearcat B.E.S.T students were as integrated in the cafeteria as they are. I looked to see who are they sitting with, and it wasn't our education majors, it wasn't our disability studies minors, it was just general population, and I was blown away by the fact that this student body has adopted the Bearcat B.E.S.T program the way they have. It just amazed me that day.
I think the most rewarding thing is seeing the small successes of each day. So it could be something simple like getting a math problem right that they've been struggling with, or just finally getting a task that they've been having trouble with at work. Just seeing how much joy and excitement they get just from the small successes, it really builds them up, which is really rewarding for me to see.
There are days where I think, okay, I'm not doing everything I need to do, until then a student will give me a note or say something like, I had such a great day today, I could be at St. Vincent forever. And those are the days that I say, okay, this is why we do this.
at my graduation was the first time that Bearcat Best, the first group that graduated, and that was by far the best moment. It was so exciting. As soon as they started walking across the stage, the education students, we just started clapping and we stood up and everybody gave the standing ovation. That was the best moment.
Probably my favorite memory was the first commencement. I imagine other people have said that too, because it was just a really, really emotional, it was an emotional moment for all of us, for the whole staff. I think we all cried, and because it was just amazing that not only that they were included in that event, which is different than at other colleges as well that have programs. Typically they're not included in the graduation ceremonies, but that we would be included, which I think, again, it's not surprising given the commitment to hospitality that is so much a part of our Benedictine spirituality and charism, but that the graduates would give our kids a standing ovation and maintain it for every last one of the 5 that finished that year was just simply amazing.
Definitely the most rewarding part is seeing the outcomes, I think, to this point. Being part of graduation, I think, was a huge thing for our students, the ones that have graduated to this point, and seeing them be, members that contribute to society, seeing them go out. We have students that have gotten full-time jobs. We have students that do part-time jobs, whatever fits their needs. But just seeing that there are outcomes, they're out there being successful. They're, involved in the community, working, being, members of society, not just castaways.
The Bearcat Best Certificate of Completion, Zachary Thomas Dixon.
To be honest, I like St. Vincent College because it's a wonderful place to be and to learn job experiences.
I like St. Vincent because it's wonderful, and I like all the classes and the teachers.
I love it here at Bearcat Best. I like it here because I can learn different skills.
I like having a job here at St. Vincent.
I like it here because I met all my friends and like I just said, the guys I lived with.
What's your favorite part about being a best student?
Just to learn about new experiences, and hopefully, I'm working in the job industry. I work at the bookstore, so it gives me lots of hands-on experience, and I can get things done pretty easily. Yeah.
I like coming here and seeing all my friends. I like see everyone. I like coming to class every day.
What I like about being at Bearcat Best is working on and off campus.
Actually, we do take auditing classes, and one of my favorites is the acting auditing class. Actually, I do have a paper to actually turn in, but actually, we do lots of activities. We do lots of hands-on experience with acting, and I really love it.
What's your favorite part about your teachers?
They're pretty cool, pretty silly sometimes.
Do you think they teach you really good stuff?
Yeah.
What do they teach you about?
Math, reading, cooking, and relationships.
Well, one of my favorite memories is, well, last year I worked in the shack And then the year before, I worked in the bookstore. And right now I'm working at Bethlehem Nursing Home in Ligonier.
If I could pick one, probably all the field trips that we do, and all the going to the pirate games and everything.
Ooh, a favorite memory in here. I have to probably say my favorite memory here at St. Vincent's probably whenever before we went to our Christmas break, we went to this homeless shelter. We gave clothes to these people who don't have enough clothes or enough toys or anything.
Would you recommend that other kids come to Bearcat Fest?
Oh yes, absolutely. Because it gives them hands-on experience, it gives them experience so that way they get to get a job maybe right after St. Vincent, after they graduate, and I really recommend it. It's a really fun school.
Would you recommend that other kids come join the Bearcat Best program?
Yeah,
Why would you recommend that?
because they would get to enjoy the experience and meeting new people.
I recommend yes, they should come here.
Why would you recommend
To to have like a good education and to learn more.
I just love to see kids come here, because I got a friend, it's Paige, because she's makes me like happy and cheerful friend.
If you could tell an incoming Bearcat Best student any advice, what would you tell them?
Ooh, it's really tough.
That's a tough one. So take your time. Take your time.
Exactly. Just don't be afraid and just try your best, honestly. Because how are you supposed to do something if you don't try it? That's my advice.
Do you think other kids should come here?
Yeah.
Why do you think they should come here?
It's college.
Do you feel like you're a college kid?
Yeah.